everyone. It is Wednesday, December 23rd, and as promised, I spent the whole day in the kitchen today. I love this day. I did have to teach. I teach a woman and her son on Monday nights, and she texted me on Monday saying, is there any way we can reschedule to Wednesday? My youngest is taking his nap then, it'll be easier. And I was like, sure. I'm the youngest of 5 kids. And, but yeah, I mean, that was, and it was 4 hours prepping veggies and then another 4 hours prepping veggies. Yeah. And, made some red cabbage. I'm way into red cabbage. And, although I do mind a bit Swedish, I really love apple and caraway, especially together. Apple, bacon, and caraway. That's really, really fantastic. So, and I literally just this minute before hitting live, took some bread out of the oven. I have a special bread that I make at the holidays, and I'm going around to deliver some tomorrow. So this has been great. This has been really wonderful, and I hope you had a good day too. I can't believe tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and I can't believe that tomorrow is the last one of these for a little bit. So I still want to do this though. I still like reading to you, and I have an idea of what I want to do next, but if you have some ideas, I would love some. Tonight's going to be short. I'm not going to lie. I'm really anxious to get back in the kitchen. I've got some more stuff I got to do. Oh, I'm doing a goose tomorrow. And so it's been defrosting at the bottom of my fridge since Sunday. And I've heard about how much fat geese have. I've only ever, I've done turkey, I've done chicken, I've done beef, of course. There's an absolutely obnoxious amount of fat. And I mean, I shouldn't say obnoxious, because I'm really excited, because when you roast it, apparently you have to tip the pan out every 30 minutes because it just fills up. So I'm very excited about that. Anyway, I could go on, but I'm really excited about this goose. I've never roasted a goose before. Kind of difficult to find in Chicago because the United States doesn't really have a goose roasting tradition. Curious to see what it's all cracked up to be. So, any of my English brethren out there, got any tips? So, but yeah, today's going to be short. I'm not going to talk anymore. Today is not a book. Today is an email forward that got passed around from Stanford University in early December of 1995, and if you're like my generation, if you really want to have a time warp, just this website, it's like it hasn't been updated since 1995, and it's just it's flashbacks to what the internet used to be in the mid 90s. So I presume that the author is Jonathan Dufour. That is whose page it is on the Stanford website. But I could be wrong. I've never seen it attributed anywhere else. But I would like to give proper credit if I'm not doing that appropriately. So, without further ado, one more thing. The reason why I wanted to read this to you is because one of my absolute favorite memories. I have a lot of young cousins is what I'm used to saying, but they're all 16 or over. But 2 years ago, I was visiting my family in Oregon, and my cousin Connor was driving us back to his mom's house, and on the way back home, I was feeling a little bit slap happy, and I was writing bitch in the middle, in the back seat, and I just cranked it up on my phone. I didn't know what they'd think of it, and we were just howling with laughter. I was so grateful that they really enjoyed it, and then they had me read it again. So that's a really special memory that I have. It feels very nice to be able to laugh with one another. And I hope we can do the same tonight. Now, today I really have to wear these because I really have to be very much the intellectual. So, is there a Santa Claus? As a result of an overwhelming lack of requests, and with research help from that renowned scientific journal Spy Magazine, January of 1990, I am pleased to present the annual scientific inquiry into Santa Claus. Number 1. No known species of reindeer can fly, but there are 300,000 species of living organisms yet to be classified. And while most of these are insects and germs, this does not completely rule out flying reindeer, which only Santa has ever seen. Number 2. There are 2 billion children, persons under age 18, in the world, but since Santa doesn't appear to handle the Muslim, Hindu, Jewish, and Buddhist children, that reduces the workload to 15% of the total, 378 million, according to the Population Reference Bureau. At an average census rate of 3.5 children per household, that's 91.8 million homes. One presumes that there's at least one good child in each. Number 3. Santa has 31 hours of Christmas to work with, thanks to the different time zones and the rotation of the Earth, assuming he travels east to west, which seems logical. This works out to 822.6 visits per second. This is to say that for each Christian household with good children, Santa has 1/1000th of a second to park, hop out of the sleigh, jump down the chimney, fill the stockings, distribute the remaining presents under the tree, eat whatever snacks have been left, get back up the chimney, get back into the sleigh, and move on to the next house. Assuming that each of these 91.8 million stops are evenly distributed around the Earth, which of course we know to be false, but for the purposes of our calculations we will accept, we are now talking about 0.78 miles per household, a total of 75.5 million miles, not counting stops to do what most of us must do at least once every 31 hours, plus feeding, etc. This means that Santa's sleigh is moving at 650 miles per second, 3,000 times the speed of sound. For purposes of comparison, the fastest man-made vehicle on Earth, the Ulysses space probe, moves at a pokey 27.4 miles per second. A conventional reindeer can run, tops, 15 miles per hour. Number 4. The payload on the sleigh adds another interesting element. Assuming that each child gets nothing more than a medium-sized Lego set, 2 pounds, the sleigh is carrying 321,300 tons, not counting Santa, who invariably is described as overweight. On land, conventional reindeer can pull no more than 300 pounds. Even granting that flying reindeer, see point number 1, could pull 10 times the normal amount, we cannot do the job with 8 or even 9. We need 214,200 reindeer. This increases the payload, not even counting the weight of the sleigh, to 353,430 tons. Again, for comparison, this is 4 times the weight of the QE2. Number 5. 353,000 tons traveling at 650 miles per second creates enormous air resistance. This will heat the reindeer up in the same fashion as spacecraft re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. The lead pair of reindeer will absorb 14.3 quintillion joules of energy per second each. In short, they will burst into flame almost instantaneously, exposing the reindeer behind them and create deafening sonic booms in their wake. The entire reindeer team will be vaporized within 4.26 thousandth of a second. Santa, meanwhile, will be subjected to centrifugal forces 17,500.06 times greater than gravity. A 250-pound Santa, which seems ludicrously slim, would be pinned to the back of his sleigh by 4,315,015 pounds of force. In conclusion, if Santa ever did deliver presents on Christmas Eve, he's dead now.